It sounds like we're in for a treat for Stranger Things Season 5. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome back to another Stranger Things video. So today I'm talking about how one of the directors for Stranger Things Season 5 is hinting at what we could possibly see in the final season of this show. Before I get into this, though, be sure to hit that like button, drop your Stranger Things Season 5 predictions down below, subscribe and hit that notification bell to help me reach my goal of 85,000 subscribers here on the channel. It will mean a lot. And check out the Unusual Couple podcast link down below with myself and my girlfriend Cam. We have weekly episodes over there and have a blast with it. But I say we just go ahead and dive right into this Stranger Things news. So I'll preface this video like I do every other Stranger Things 5 update. Unfortunately, the show is not currently filming due to the writers and actors strike. However, if the studios would just pay the writers and actors fairly, that would be resolved and the show could resume filming. We don't know when that's going to end, hopefully sooner rather than later, but for now we are playing a big old waiting game for Stranger Things Season 5. Alright, so when it comes to Season 5, there have been some announcements about the talent that's being brought on. Obviously, this is the Duffer Brothers' baby. Sean Levy has a huge role as well, but when it boils down to it, they're not directing every single episode of the show. So one of the big name directors who's been brought in to direct an episode of Stranger Things Season 5 is Dan Trachtenberg. Now, Dan Trachtenberg is no rookie director. He's got experience in both movies and television. From the movie department, he directed 10 Cloverfield Lane, as well as Prey, which I know a lot of guys loved, and some people consistently have asked me, have you watched Prey? Have you watched Prey? It's on my watch list still. I haven't got around to it, but it hit Hulu last year and was a big old hit, and I think it just got a physical media release. Topic for another time. But when it comes to the TV department, he's actually directed the pilot episode of one of the biggest shows on TV right now, The Boys, over on Amazon. He directed Season 1, Episode 1, which is a fantastic introduction to that show. He's also directed an episode of Black Mirror for Netflix, so he's familiar with directing one-off episodes of TV where he comes in, does his work, and that's that. Well, he was recently interviewed, and he gave some tidbits as to what we could expect from his particular episode in Stranger Things Season 5. So in this interview, he was asked, what can you tell us about your upcoming directing stint on the next season of Stranger Things? Here's his response. He says, that's the big part of the strike. I have read my episode, and I had been prepping the episode before the strike. I can tell you that it's awesome. I haven't really done an episode of a TV show. I've stuck to doing pilots and movies, but Stranger Things is a laser into my heart. The Duffer Brothers are incredible, and we have so much in common. With this being the last season and hearing a little bit about what could be an episode I could do, I got excited. He goes on to say, I don't think Stranger Things falls into the category of television like Game of Thrones, where the pilot is cool, slows down in the last 2 episodes of the big battle. I can tell you, and pointing to other seasons, there is rock and roll throughout the entire season. Reading that puts a big smile on my face, like I'm genuinely giddy thinking about the possibility of turning on Stranger Things Season 5 right now and watching it. Again, we got a long wait ahead of us, but I want to break down what Dan Trachtenberg said here. So the first part of his response confirms that he's read the script for his episode and further confirms the Duffer Brothers were pretty much done writing Season 5 prior to the strike taking place. David Harbour's recent comments said that he knows how the show's going to end, but he hasn't read the script for the final episode. However, he has read scripts for the season. Noah Schnapp is on record saying he's read scripts for the season. So the cast has seen scripts for Season 5 episodes, and Dan Trachtenberg has read his script for his episode. He then goes on to say that he's been prepping for his episode, so he's excited about what is going to take place in his episode. Now, his statement here does sort of contradict what I said earlier about how he's a great TV director, because I guess he only did pilot episodes. He hasn't really done a big episode of a TV show like in the middle of an already established season of TV, like Stranger Things. He didn't do like a middle of a season episode of The Boys. He did the first ever episode. I guess there's a bit of a different air to directing something like that, but regardless, he's an experienced director. He might be selling himself short in those comments, because the first episode of The Boys, he's in the director's chair, and it's great. Now, I haven't watched Prey yet, but I'm familiar with the movie. I've seen the marketing for it. It's a creature-driven movie. In these comments, he says he has a lot in common with the Duffer Brothers, and I mean, their experience with working in this sort of sci-fi action genre definitely resonates, because I look at a creature from the Upside Down like the Demogorgon, Demobats, Vecna, the Mind Flayer. This seems like something that's right up Dan Trachtenberg's alley in order to come in and maybe direct an episode that has a lot of Upside Down action. I could totally see him coming in to direct one of the bigger action set pieces of Season 5 because of his experience with Prey. From the clips I've seen of 10 Cloverfield Lane, there's a spooky vibe, and I believe it does end up dealing with monsters at a certain point in the film, so that, again, right up this guy's alley to come in and direct an episode of Stranger Things. Especially in Season 5, where creatures from the Upside Down are going to be more prominent than ever, as the last we saw of the show, Hawkins and the Upside Down are basically melding into one as the Upside Down is coming into the real world. The fact that Dan Trachtenberg is excited to come on board has me excited, because if someone behind the camera has passion and is excited for what they're making, you can be damn sure the audience is going to eat it right up. It shines through whenever a director has passion, and I love that they got him for this season. But now let's talk about the back half of this statement. He says he doesn't think it falls into the category of Game of Thrones where it's going to be a slow start and then end with a big battle. I see exactly what he's getting at here with the Game of Thrones comp. You look at all 4 prior seasons of Stranger Things, a lot of those seasons are build up, and then the finale, you got the huge showdown. Look at the season 3 finale at Starcourt Mall. Look at season 4, you know, you've got the piggyback. Even in season 2, there's like a 2-part finale essentially that's them fighting the Demodogs and all that stuff. Stranger Things has always built up to an ultimate climactic episode. This comparison here has me thinking we're not going to have a second to breathe in this final season. It's going to be moving at 100 miles an hour, just like the Duffer Brothers said in interviews. This season is going. The fact that Dan Trachtenberg says there's rock and roll throughout the entire season, it gets me pumped. And it only makes sense if you think about where season 4 left off. There's no room for us to sit around for an episode or two and sort of evaluate where everyone's at mentally and have these little small character moments. Like, it's pretty much going to be the fate of the world is on the line for the entire season. We're in the end game now, literally, and Trachtenberg might be directing an episode that is one of the more high stakes of the bunch. Staying in the realm of Game of Thrones, I adore that show until the final season, so hopefully this show can stick the landing. Unlike Game of Thrones Season 8, Stranger Things Season 5 has a chance to go down as the best final season of a television show ever. I have nothing but confidence in the Duffer Brothers, and the fact they're bringing in someone like Dan Trachtenberg to direct an episode only gets my hopes even higher. He's clearly proven he is a capable director who knows the genre Stranger Things is in. He's got a lot in common with the Duffer Brothers, he said it himself, and I really think they're going to get him to direct an action-packed episode with a lot of upside-down creatures like the Demogorgon, Vecna, and more. Who knows what the Duffer Brothers have up their sleeve in terms of introducing even newer creatures and lore to the Upside Down in this final season. We're going to get a lot of answers that we need as viewers, but I think they still have a few more tricks up their sleeves and are going to blow us all away with Season 5, and who better to bring on than a capable director like Dan Trachtenberg. But all that's to say, I cannot wait to see what other talent the Duffer Brothers bring on to direct episodes in the final season of the show. I'm sure the Duffers will direct the premiere of Season 5 and the series finale, but in between, we're going to get some Sean Levy episodes, Dan Trachtenberg. Who else is going to come on board? I don't know. Get the big, trendy horror directors. Get James Wan to direct an episode. Who knows? I'm down for whatever. I have full faith in them. But what are your predictions for Season 5? What are your thoughts on Dan Trachtenberg's comments? What episode do you think he will direct? Let me know that in the comments down below, and be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified for future Stranger Things videos and videos in general. Your support goes a very long way. Check out the Unusual Couple podcast, link down below, as well as my Patreon, where you can get extra access to videos, early access to videos, the Discord server. Your support goes a long way over there. But thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.